moment. You can see that we will get started in a few moments. By means of housekeeping items, you should know that there will be 3 speakers today. All 3 are the attorneys for Kilmar Abrego Garcia. No, Jennifer will not be speaking. I know that's the question that I've gotten the most. She's also not going to do any one-on-ones or exclusives. She is not speaking. The 3 attorneys will. There will be speaking remarks, very brief, and then very brief Q&A. If you want any type of follow-up interview, you can just let us know, and then we can help coordinate that should that be something you're looking for. So we are going to wait just one more moment for folks to come in, and we will get started. Alrighty, everybody. Hello and welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Josie Flor Saponat. I'm the National Communications Director at CASA, and I'm grateful that you've jumped on the line for this breaking news moment. We just watched the press conference by the Justice Department, and now we are going to respond. As a means of housekeeping, we're going to do brief remarks, brief Q&A, and we're going to wrap it up from there. First on the speaker lineup, we have Simon Sandoval Moschenberg. He is the partner and head of litigation at Murray Osorio. Simon.
Thank you. 2 months ago, the United States Supreme Court ordered the government to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, to facilitate his release from custody in El Salvador, and to ensure that his case is handled as it would have been had he not been improperly sent to El Salvador. Those are the words of the U.S. Supreme Court. I think we can all agree that that is not what happened today. What happened today is not the manner in which this would have been handled had Mr. Abrego Garcia never been improperly sent to El Salvador. What happened today is an abuse of power. What happened today is the exact opposite of due process, because due process means the opportunity to defend yourself before you're punished, not afterwards. Mr. Abrego Garcia is going to be vigorously defending the charges against him. I am planning to meet with him as soon as possible. As we've explained to many of you, he's been held completely incommunicado for the entire time that he was in El Salvador. He was not allowed attorney visits. He was not even allowed attorney phone calls. This is nothing like what the Supreme Court envisioned 2 months ago when it upheld the district judge's order requiring that the government facilitate his return in the ordinary course. I think what this really goes to show is that this administration, instead of simply admitting a mistake and apologizing, this matter could have gone away within a week or 2 after the case being filed. Instead of simply admitting their mistake, they'll stop at nothing at all, even some of the most preposterous charges imaginable, just to avoid admitting that they made a mistake, which is what everyone knows happened in this case. That's all I have to say for now, but I'll be happy to take some questions at the end.
Thank you, Simon. Next on the speaker lineup, we have Amma Frimpong. She is legal director of CASA.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Almost 3 months ago, the Trump administration without their father. For 3 months, these 3 children and Kilmar's wife have been wondering, when will their loved one come home? When will their husband come home? When will their father come home? And after these 3 months, the government is still delaying reunification of this family. They are continuing to play games with the lives of Jennifer and with the lives of these 3 children. Enough is enough. The government has now told us today that Kilmar is back. They said it themselves just a few hours ago. Kilmar is back. As the fight for Kilmar continues for justice, which means his actual release, resume communication. Let him talk to his wife. Let him talk to his children. This family has suffered enough. And that is all at this time that I will say about the mixed emotions, right, that are being felt with the news of his return today. And also happy to take questions on behalf of the family.
Thank you, Ama. Next on the speaker lineup will be Chris Newman, Legal Director for the National Day Labor Organizing Network. Chris?
Thank you, Jesse. This administration has shown amazing disregard for the Constitution, for due process, and for basic decency. It is engaged in an unprecedented campaign of disinformation, defamation, and cruelty directed at Kilmar's family. And these allegations must be treated with suspicion. To date, this administration has treated Kilmar the way it treats all non-white immigrants, as if they are guilty until proven innocent. That is a notion that is in hostility to all of our shared constitutional values. They have leveled allegations against Kilmar and his family on social media, on Fox News, on radio shows, but they presented no evidence. We will be looking forward to Kilmar getting a fair trial, because he certainly has not gotten a fair trial in the court of public opinion. I'm particularly concerned at this point that that his constitutional rights are being respected at this moment. As many of you know, I've gone to El Salvador 3 times to try to meet with him, as is required by international law and basic human rights. We're not sure that he's aware that his case is the subject of, controversy, in the White House, and we're not even sure that he's aware of the charges that have been pressed against him. It's imperative that he get access to his counsel as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Simon or Ama or Chris, can one of you please offer remarks in Spanish?
Hace 2 meses la Corte Suprema falló 9-0 que el gobierno tiene que facilitar el regreso de Kilmar Abrego García a los Estados Unidos, que el gobierno estadounidense tiene que facilitar de que El Salvador ya no lo tenga bajo custodia, y que su caso se tiene que mantener tal como si hubiera mantenido si no lo hubieran mandado incorrectamente a El Salvador. Esto definitivamente no es lo que pasó el día de hoy. El día de hoy están tomando medidas extremas completamente en violación del debido proceso, y realmente no es nada lo que la Corte Suprema contempló cuando dijeron que tienen que traer a Kilmar Abrego García y regresarlo a su estado anterior. Al contrario, hoy está en Tennessee bajo cargos federales que están completamente inventados, y definitivamente estos cargos los vamos a defender completamente, y vamos a demostrar que realmente no hay nada de sustancia en esos cargos.
Thank you, thank you. Alrighty, we have 2 questions so far.
Jose,
Ama?
quiero que, would you like me to handle that in Spanish as well, or provide mine in Spanish as well? Okay.
Sí, por favor.
Hace casi 3 meses, el gobierno de los Estados Unidos secuestró a Kilmar, dejando a una esposa sin esposo y dejando a 3 niños con necesidades especiales sin su padre. Después de 3 meses de trauma y sufrimiento, el gobierno sigue retrasando la reunificación de esta familia. Este gobierno sigue jugando con las vidas de Jennifer y sus niños, y ya es suficiente. El gobierno hoy nos ha dicho que Kilmar ya ha regresado a los Estados Unidos hoy. Entonces es importante, es necesario que él pueda comunicarse con su esposa. Necesita comunicarse con ella ahora. hace 3 meses sin ninguna comunicación con ella. Mientras que la lucha para justicia para Kilmar continúa, él necesita también comunicarse con sus seres queridos. Déjenlo hablar con su esposa ahora mismo.
Gracias, Ama. So looking through the questions, we have one question from Edwin. If you have other questions, please go ahead and plop them in the Q&A. Edwin pregunta, la fiscal general dijo que Abrego García, de ser hallado culpable, cumplirá condena en Estados Unidos y luego será enviado a El Salvador. ¿Cómo planean proceder los abogados? The Attorney General said that Abrego Garcia, should he be found guilty, would finish his sentence in the U.S. and would be sent to El Salvador. How would you proceed? I think that's one for you, Simon.
Sure. So first of all, he's not going to be convicted of these crimes. There's no way a jury is going to see the evidence and agree that this sheet metal worker is the leader of an international MS-13 smuggling conspiracy. But even in the hypothetical world in which he were convicted of the charges, he still got a valid order of withholding of removal. The government will still bear the burden of taking him back before the immigration court to try to lift that. One of the things that's going to come out now that he's back in the United States is the extent of his treatment in El Salvador in the CCOT prison, right? The bad treatment he suffered and the bad treatment he saw other people suffer. And to the extent that the U.S. government is doubling down on this accusation that he's an MS-13, big MS-13 leader, that only strengthens his case that he can't be sent back to El Salvador because he will be subjected to torture in the CCOT prison on the basis of this false MS-13 accusation. So it is far from a foregone conclusion that even if he's convicted on these charges, that necessarily means that he's sent back to El Salvador.
Gracias, Simon. ¿Puedes, por favor, responderlo también en español?
Bueno, primero, ningún jurado va a condenar a Kilmer cuando vean la falta de evidencia y que es puros rumores y nada de sustancia, no lo van a condenar. Pero aunque eso pasara, aunque hubiera una condena, eso no necesariamente quiere decir que automáticamente lo deportan. Siempre tiene derecho de contestar su deportación y el hecho de que están alegando que es un gran líder del MS-13 o algo loco así. Esto lo único que hace es fortalece su argumento de que si lo mandan otra vez a CECOT, la administración de Bukele va a maltratarlo terriblemente. Una de las cosas que ahora sí va a salir a la luz es su trato, cómo lo trataron mientras estuvo en el CECOT, qué es lo que él observó de otras personas. Realmente es una de los primeros reos que sale de CECOT en toda la historia de esta cárcel. Entonces, va a ser muy interesante escuchar lo que él tiene que decir sobre cómo fue tratado en esta cárcel, especialmente cómo fue tratado en los primeros días antes de que las autoridades salvadoreñas se dieron cuenta de que él era especial, de que había una gran bulla sobre él en El Salvador. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is one of the first, if not the first person to leave the CCOT prison. So it's going to be very interesting to hear what he has to say about the way in which he was treated in that prison by the Salvadoran authorities, especially his first days in that prison before the Salvadoran government realized that he was special and the object of attention in the United States. It's going to be very interesting to hear what he has to say about that. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Trump administration can justify continuing to deport people to that prison once Kilmar tells us about the experiences that he suffered there.
Thank you, Simon. Next in the lineup, we have Ryan. We will do that. Thank you, Ryan. Ellie, how is his physical health? Do we know anything, Simon, at this time?
No, we've got no information. I mean, the last report was that he's in good health. That was about a week ago.
Thank you. Dan, did you receive any communication from the government before today's announcement? And do we have any understanding of a hearing?
Quite candidly, we did not. No, we learned about this on ABC News, just like the rest of you. I understand that there's going to be a hearing this afternoon. It may have already started. I'm not sure. In the Middle District of Tennessee, it'll be a very brief hearing. There will be a more lengthy hearing probably towards the end of next week in the Middle District of Tennessee.
Thank you, Simon. Emily from YPR, is there anyone willing to comment on the charges from the government? I think we just did. He's being accused of human smuggling. Do we know that he's ever part of a group? We just answered that. I mean, it's a non-starter. Does anyone have anything else to add to that?
I agree with the characterization of the charges as baseless.
Thank you, thank you. Jasmine Ulloa, anything you can say on behalf of Kilmar's family? How did they hear about the news? How are they feeling? Ama, is there anything more that you can share beyond the remarks that you offered, or is that really it?
I mean, I can share a little bit more, right? And I think, speaking again to what Simon shared, that there was no heads up about this, right? Attorneys for the family did not receive communication before the government took this information to the press. And so unfortunately, Jennifer learned about this information first from the press, right? At the same time that we all did. I did speak with Jennifer earlier. As you can imagine, there are mixed emotions. Jennifer is, of course, very happy that her husband is back on U.S. soil, right? At least as far as we know. But of course, under very egregious and horrendous circumstances, he should not be currently held in a jail in Tennessee. He should be at home with Jennifer. He should be at home with his children. And at this point in time, the very first thing that Jennifer is looking for is to be able to hear his voice. It's very important, again, that he be allowed to make a phone call to her. She can hear with her own ears how he is doing. He can tell her what he has suffered, what he has experienced, how he is feeling. And it is imperative that communication be established immediately.
Thank you, Ama. Yes, we will be making this video link available. If you have any other questions, please put them in the Q&A. We are taking them from there at this time. Will his family be allowed to visit him? Where is he being held? Do we have any other information that we can share, or not really?
It hasn't been determined yet what jail he's going to be held in the meanwhile, pending his detention hearing. I expect we're going to find that out later this evening. And so the different jails in the area have different sort of visitation policies, but this does bring the possibility of a spousal visit and an attorney visit, which he did not have in CCON. So it's real mixed emotions for all of us, as well as for Jennifer.
Alrighty, I see no other questions in the Q&A. We're going to do a quick recap. You can see here that the order is backwards, right? It's been months of delay, months of secrecy. Now that they're bringing him back, it's not to correct their mistake, but it's to prosecute him on some nonsense charges. So that is not due process. It's the chance to defend yourself before you're punished, not after. Alrighty, we are going to wrap up. Oh, Anthony has one more question. Lori, one more question. Lori in Spanish. We are hearing he will be in court within the hour. Does he need legal representation when they do that? Estamos escuchando que va a estar en la corte dentro de la hora. Necesita un abogado.
He's going to be represented by a lawyer at the court hearing this afternoon. And then we're in the process of assembling the full legal team that's going to defend these charges, and we'll have that full legal team assembled by the end of the weekend or early next week.
Thank you, Simon. Last question. Anthony, an official at the DOJ press conference, said that they think, but they don't know if this indictment will end the Maryland litigation about his initial deportation. Do you plan to continue fighting the case?
Yeah, there's a lot left to do here. Two things. First of all, what's going on right now is contempt proceedings, right? The discovery that Judge Zinnes ordered is to determine if the government violated her order in a contemptuous fashion, right? So that discovery still needs to continue. Judge Zinnes still needs to know whether she needs to hold specific U.S. government actors in contempt. And if anything, what happened today, to my mind, only increases the notion that they were playing games with her, playing games with her court, and playing games with her orders. So certainly the discovery related to contempt proceedings does not end with what happened today. Second of all, again, his immigration matters are going to continue after the conclusion of this criminal prosecution. And again, the Supreme Court ordered 9-0 that those immigration proceedings have to happen in the same manner that they would have had he never been improperly sent to El Salvador. The government has shown that they are willing to pull all kinds of dirty tricks. And so we are going to be arguing that Judge Zinnes needs to maintain continuing jurisdiction over this matter when it gets back into the immigration system to ensure fundamental fairness, to ensure that he doesn't get railroaded in the immigration system.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that answers Ava Joy's question as well, since it's a reaction to the case in Maryland. Alrighty, folks, thank you so much. If you are looking for anything else, send your comms people and Kishi and I a message. And in the meantime, we will be in touch, sending you the link to this recording by email. Thanks, folks.